So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fort Worth. I am truly excited to be the one who gets to open and welcome all of you to our community meeting here in North America. Many thanks to all of you joining us here in person in Texas this morning. We have lots of folks joining us remotely via our live stream. Thank you. And so whether you've traveled here from across the states, across the country, or you're joining us remotely, we at the Council are truly excited and grateful for your expertise, your energy, and your commitment to continuing to work with us to secure our payment systems together. Now, you know, there's a saying in Texas, everything is bigger in Texas. And I had the opportunity to spend some time in the city a little bit earlier this week, and I can certainly attest to that. The stockyards were certainly my favorite. Those giant longhorn cows are truly quite a sight to see. You could have probably seen the excitement in my eyes, a little less so for the cows. But it's here at the stockyards that I learned that Fort Worth is actually a city that's built on connection. It was once a vital stop along the cattle trails, later a center for railroads and commerce, and now a hub for industries that are powering the modern economy. It's truly a perfect backdrop for our community meeting here in North America, because our theme is advancing payment security through global collaboration. I also really enjoyed connecting with many of you at last night's reception at the world's largest honky-tonk. It's true, everything is bigger in Texas, and that spirit is something that we've embraced at the Council. As you may know, the Council has a big mission. It's to enhance payment account security with the industry for the industry. And so the work that we're doing with our community is bold, it's ambitious, and it's also meant to have big impact. And not for just one segment or part of the globe, but for the security of the global payment ecosystem. So at the Council, we're all about the big collaboration and the shared purpose. And just like Texas, everything in payments is getting bigger too. Payment volume continues to grow rapidly. In 2023 alone, global purchase volume from the 6 top global payment brands reached a jaw-dropping $28 trillion US. Now, that's not just a big number. That's a figure that is so immense that it's like stacking the GDP of several large nations combined. It really goes to show you that our payment industry is enormous and terribly, terribly dynamic. The pace of payment transactions certainly have not slowed. In fact, based on a 2024 payment research report, there were an estimated 791 billion global credit card transactions. So that's about 2.2 billion transactions every day, about 90 million transactions every hour, 1.5 million transactions per minute, and a staggering 25,000 transactions every single second. And at that lightning pace, security cannot be an afterthought. And it's not something that any one of us can do alone. Innovation. Innovation in payment technology also continues to evolve at top speed. Payment functionality is no longer just a back office chore, a back office function, an afterthought for an application or a device that sits on the counter. It's a key part of the customer experience. Today, businesses and customers demand payments that are faster, simpler, secure, and offer frictionless ways to pay and to be paid. I honestly feel the same way. If I have to find my credit card or type in my credit card numbers, I'm very likely to abandon that transaction. And I probably should abandon that transaction, especially because I did some damage getting ready for the community meetings this year. So if I don't abandon that transaction, I'm more likely to look for a store or a merchant experience that makes it easier for me. So the payment experience itself has become a key differentiator. It's no longer just about making the transaction. It's about delivering and receiving a smooth, secure, accessible, and a standout experience that can really set you apart in the market. So, what does this mean for all of us? As payments and payment technologies continue to evolve, we as a security community have a unique responsibility. Not only do we need to keep pace with innovation, but we also need to support how securely it unfolds to address existing and emerging threats. So it's up to us to continue to ensure that we're supporting this innovative payment marketplace with collaborative, forward-thinking security expertise and efforts. So the Council, together with this community, we can take this kind of challenge and really look at it as an opportunity. After all, there is no single player that can secure the future of payments alone. It's our shared commitment and our collaboration that can truly drive big outcomes. And we have some big players at our table. Our principal participating organizations and our board of advisor members are some of the most influential companies in global commerce. These organizations have made the concerted effort to work with the Council and to sit at our table to participate in the highest levels possible. Now, 30% of this population is included on the Fortune 500 list. 4 of the world's largest merchants sit on our board of advisors. The top 10 global merchant acquirers also sit on this advisory board, and these 10 organizations process more than 95% of all card-based transactions in the United States. We are so fortunate to have these organizations and this thought leadership working directly with the Council. Also, all of these powerful organizations not only represent themselves, but they represent all of you. They represent your segment of the industry, they represent your part of the globe, they literally represent the millions of downstream touch points, which is just another reason why it's so important that they're not just involved with the Council by having a membership, but that they're active and they're helping us shape the future of our PCI security standards. So, by collaborating with security leaders in the payment industry, like all of you here today, we at the Council are working to ensure that we stay focused on what's important to the industry and that we're driving stronger outcomes in advancing the security of payments. And that's why we're gathered here today in Fort Worth, where there is a larger-than-life sense of opportunity in this room alone. After I move through my opening session here, I actually will have the opportunity to talk, to sit down and have a panel discussion with executives to talk about exactly this. We're going to discuss how strategic collaboration translates into real action and how executive decisions are helping to shape a stronger, more secure future for global payments. All right, so last year, I shared with you my vision of the next 18 months. I committed to helping the Council stay forward-looking by optimizing the way we're engaging with our community stakeholders and evolving the way we work to help address a fast-paced, innovative payment market. And I'm really thrilled to say that we have made a lot of progress. We've begun to execute on that vision. And so since Boston, we've made some big advancements. We've expanded our board of advisors. In June, we welcomed and sat our largest board of advisor group ever, up from 53 organizations to 64. We continue to grow and invest in our global engagement support model across the globe. I'm excited to share that just recently we announced that we are launching our regional engagement board that supports the India and South Asia market. We continue to unlock new collaboration opportunities for how we're working with our community to evolve our standards, our programs, and our guidance. We are using collaboration tools so that we can work with our stakeholders throughout the year. And we had such great feedback on our pre-conference workshops at our community meetings last year that we're leaning into that, and we're trying to make those more available as when we're gathered here together. We also have or continue to evolve and frankly mature how we're operationalizing our engagement model. This year, we've restructured our principal participation organization membership groups, allowing our stakeholders to work with the council on the standards or the products that they're most interested in. We're also working with them earlier, often, and at a more strategic level. Additionally, this year, we were able to facilitate our first Board of Advisor vote on a PCI standard readiness to bring to the community. So in late May, early June this year, our Board of Advisors voted on the readiness to publish PCI PTS POI version 7. That's a big day for us. And speaking of our standards, we continue to make great strides in adopting new practices to help us pursue more agile practices in our standard development. This year, we've actually implemented a product delivery operating model, and we've prioritized the transparent publication of our product roadmaps. To share more insights on our progress, over the course of this morning, you're going to get to hear from Diana Greenhaw, who is PCI's Head of Education and Engagement, and Deanne Zettler, PCI's Head of Product and Technology. Now, Diana will be facilitating a panel to highlight how organizations that are involved with the Council are turning global partnerships into actions. I'm excited to hear how our panelists, their experiences on how working more closely with the Council is aiding in breaking down silos, helping to align business goals with security needs, and leading through complexity in today's evolving payment landscape. Later this morning, Deanne and her team will share how we're evolving into a dynamic, product-led organization. Now, this is truly exciting for the Council and for this community. They're going to walk us through and share some of the insights towards our modernization journey, redefining how we're bringing our standards and programs to this global community, and the ways that we're working with our community to do so. But we also have something very special brewing for our time together. Our guest keynote speaker is Dr. Reed Timmer. Perhaps some of you met him at the reception last night. He is the extreme meteorologist and storm chaser. You may have also already spotted his one-of-a-kind vehicle in our vendor showcase. That vehicle's name is the Dominator, and it drives directly through the paths of tornadoes. My daughter is 15 and she's learning to drive, and I did think how great it would actually be to have her drive on that instead of our family car, but I digress. I think having Reed here is really a perfect example of how, when we come together as a community, we have such unique opportunities to learn about not only security, but also risk management from unique keynote speakers like Reed. Reed's tagline is "Never stop chasing." And I think when I think about that, in many ways, it reminds me of our community in our pursuit of advancing payment security. So while we're not necessarily chasing tornadoes, at least that's not what I like to do, Reed's experience does offer us valuable lessons on how and when we're making critical risk management decisions and how we're performing risk assessments. So making risky decisions when the stakes are high and time is short, I think that's probably something that we can all really relate to. So yes, Reed will bring us our keynote, special keynote tomorrow, but the learning and collaboration opportunities start today. We have, across 2 full tracks, a very full agenda with real content that provides value to this community and has been informed by our board of advisors. You're going to get to hear directly from some of our PCI SSC experts, those that are helping to drive the evolution of our standards, our programs, and our training. But we're lucky enough to share the stage with some of our industry thought leaders who are bringing their boots on the ground perspectives. And if we're lucky, maybe they'll have cowboy boots today. So of course, the real value of when this community gets together, it truly comes alive via our networking opportunities. So over the course of today and tomorrow, please plan to catch up with your peers, your colleagues, your competitors. Let's ask questions, share insights, challenge ideas, and collaborate. Take advantage of both tracks. Please spend time in the vendor showcase. Lean into the discussions that happen there, really taking the most of the opportunity to really engage in the expertise and the experience that gathers here at our community meeting. All right, so as noted, it is a unique opportunity for us to come together on all things payment security, but it isn't the only avenue by which we're reaching you throughout the year. A little bit of a by the numbers look for us. Today we have almost 200,000 subscribers and followers staying up to date with us via our social channels. And those are our PCI Perspectives blog, our Coffee with the Council podcast, our global content library on YouTube, and of course our PCI Monitor newsletter. This year we have hosted 6 webinars reaching about 2,400 of our community members. And our webinars cover specific topics for assessors, for our participating organizations, as well as just industry news and other important updates for our community. Through our training offerings this year, we have touched approximately 5,000 individuals. Just a reminder that this year we brought back some of the in-person instructor-led training that had been a bit on pause since the COVID time. We are excited about your desire to be with us in person, and so we're working on publishing at least our preliminary in-person instructor-led training for 2026, so stay tuned there. And like I said, we had an overwhelmingly positive response to our community meeting pre-conference workshops last year. So we brought them back, and over the course of the 3 community meetings that we'll have across the globe this season, we will have joined in participation in conversations with about 550 of our members. So really excited about those. We've also spent, go ahead. Yeah, thank you. We've also made some real investments in the way that we're working and the pace in which we're working to bring our products to the community. This year, we've had a record number of opportunities for our stakeholders to engage with the Council, and the Council has been more prolific than ever before. And now, when I say pace, that doesn't always necessarily mean speed for us at the Council. We're a standards body. But by evolving the way that we're working, implementing this product delivery operating model, and engaging with our stakeholders earlier and often, we're able to work to remove waste from our processes, to better understand the impact of change, to scale our delivery, and frankly, we're working to get it right faster. Now, I won't steal any additional thunder. All right, but what I was trying to say was that Deanne and her team are going to have a session this morning, and they're going to share a bunch of more of the material changes that we're making in this space. All right, so we are excited about this incredible week here in Texas, and while I'm just in the middle of kind of getting all the good stuff started, I do want to give you a glimpse of next year. Because next year is not just another year together. Next year marks a major milestone. Next year marks the 20th anniversary of the PCI Council. And that's 2 decades of bringing this community together, sharing ideas, shaping standards, and advancing payment security forward. Many of you have been here for the 20 years. Many of you have worked with us at the council in some facet within that time. And so you can expect that next year, we're going to have a good time. You can expect that we will certainly have a few reflections on how far we've come as an industry. We intend to share how impactful this community has been, and we also want to get you excited on what's still yet to accomplish together. So we will not be missing an opportunity to celebrate our progress or our partnership at next year's sessions. Okay, but back to our sessions today, and a little call to action. I opened about talking about collaboration and partnership as keys to helping us achieve our mission and advancing the security of global payments. It is the theme of our community meeting here today, and it is what the council is focused on every day. The partnerships that are forged here, they reach across industries and continents, proving that when we work together, there's really no limit of what we can accomplish. So this isn't just a Texas-sized welcome to the community meeting. It is a call to action for global collaboration that's bigger than borders. I encourage you, let's make the most of this week. You have invested your most valuable resources, your time, your energy, your expertise, your company's travel and expense budgets. So let's take this opportunity to listen big, let's share boldly, let's ask the tough questions, and most of all, connect. Let's connect in the way that only this community can. We are so glad you're here. Let's make it count. Thank you again, and welcome to Fort Worth, where everything from the ideas to the hospitality is just a little bit bigger. Thank you.